Compared to the World Cup though, what's been the main focus for you over the last 2 years to try and rebuild this group?
I'm not sure it's been a rebuilding job. We've got 19 of the players who were with us in Canada. They're still with us. But I think what we have done is made some really good strides. The players have got a real strong learning mindset. They've got an incredible work ethic. And they're like a family. They want to work and fight for each other. So when you combine those three, you can start to do some special things. So I think we're in a great place now to go to this tournament, to compete, to bring it back, which is where we wanted to be. We feel now that we can play any team and we can beat any team, which is a nice feeling to have.
So obviously out there the women are performing to possibly their best that they've ever performed under your management, and as journalists we've got a lot of young journalists going out over this summer. What would you like the journalists to do to help the England team? How would you want them to report on the games?
Honestly, I think it's the only thing I can say. I think that's all we'd ever ask for. I think we're not naive enough to say that if we don't do very well, we want people to give us plaudits. But if we do very well, we do want some plaudits. So I think it's that honesty and the genuine feeling for the players that I can assure you they'll be doing their best. They'll be doing everything they can to win, and we hope that'll be good enough. We believe that'll be good enough. But do you know what? It might not be. So I think I'd always say, criticise the manager and leave the players alone.
And are you willing to take on a lot of that criticism that might come to follow with such high expectations of the team? Yeah, I mean,
it's why I do the job. It wouldn't be fun if it wasn't the case. The reason I've worked so hard over the last 34 years is to make sure I'm in a position where I've got pressure on my shoulders and I've got people looking at me and scrutinising everything I do and every decision I make. It's when I'm at my best, when that pressure's on. So absolutely, I hope that those questions are asked and we're supported and we're patted on the back for doing some great things and challenged when things are not going so well.
And obviously finishing the highest of any European team at the World Cup, and there is a lot of expectation to get to the final. If you could pick which team you would play in the final, what team would that be and why?
I'm not sure we're really bothered who we play in the final, and one thing we'll be aware of is they're in our way and we've got to get them out of our way. So we know what it's going to take to win this tournament. We got such a big game to start with against Scotland, so we've got to be ready for that one. We've got to be emotionally ready for that challenge. We've got to be ready to be really aggressive. We've got to have some passion in that performance as well. So this team will prepare really well now for the next couple of weeks to make sure come July the 19th we can absolutely be like a steamrolling tank to hit the Scottish team.
And what's your opinion of having to play Scotland in the group stages? Do you think there'll be a lot of rivalry behind it, or do you think it'll be a nice clean game?
No, it's going to be a bit of rivalry, isn't it? It's England versus Scotland game. It's not another game. It's a passionate game. It's going to be a game full of intensity, which is what we're at our best. We're excited for the big games. They're the games we want to play in. So I just hope there's a good crowd there. I know Scotland will be ready for the game and incredibly motivated. But one thing for sure, they won't be more motivated than this England team. This England team have been fighting for 3 years to win this tournament, and Scotland stand in our way. So again, we've got to knock them off their perch and make sure we're with 3 points on the board come the final whistle.